Why I decided to come here? I was working as a journalist. I was working in a press agency and also in a newspaper. But I started to feel a little bit empty. I started to feel that I wanted to get out of my comfort zone, that I needed to learn new things, that I needed to meet new people, and also to develop my profession in a different way.
Since my Erasmus, I wanted to live abroad, and I wanted to live in a different place where I have the chance to get to know another culture, to get to know other people, to get to know another place.
And I wanted to do something socially useful. When I saw the opportunity at Rota Vicentina, I felt it is just a perfect project to work on.
Now I am the university, and I was looking for something that can fill me up inside, you know, like I don't want to work predicting risk for a big company, I don't want to work in the bank system, I don't want to work as a teacher yet. I came to São Luís because I knew that I wanted to be in Portugal, because I knew that I wanted to be in a small community, and because I knew that I wanted to be close to nature.
I always felt a strong connection with Portugal. I don't know why. I've discovered about Portuguese language when I was living in Ireland. I started to think, oh, what language is that? I want to learn it. And then in the end of the year, I found this project, I applied for it, and that's why I'm here.
I chose to do IVS project because I was confused about my future.
From the first moment, it felt surprisingly good to be here. It felt like I'm at home, and the people were amazingly welcoming and nice, and the places, I just fell in love with them.
Wow, for me it was so beautiful the first night. Like we just arrived by train from Lisbon. We got off of the train like middle of the night, middle of nowhere. But it's this place that you can smell that you are in the middle of nowhere. And it was really welcome home, no? Like it was Sarah and Anna, our coordinators, to pick us up. They come and show us the house, and we see the house with the 4 artists that they started the Ateneu do 14.
When I got in Zambujeira do Mar, that is a village close by, there was no one waiting for me, so I got a little bit, not scared, but I looked around and myself, and there was no one in the street, and I'm not really used to that because I was living in Rome for 5 years, so I was always walking in a street where there was at least someone. But then like my tutor came to pick me up, and it was really funny scene. And then when I got here in Santo Antonio, there was a police in the square checking the documents of the immigrants, and I was like, oh, okay. So but then it turned out like since the morning after I fell in love with this place.
I wanted to live the second day. It was a big shock for me. All the stuff different. I didn't speak other language, so it was very difficult for me, and I wanted to leave. It was like, what is this place? Why I have to live here? I don't want to live here. I want to live. But really, it was in the night, and it was like creepy and old place. Yes, the first reaction, the first impression was good.
I feel totally scared. I arrived the night of Halloween to Fruncheira, the train station. I breathe and I feel only surrounded by nature. I'm in the middle of nowhere, what I'm doing here? But then next morning with the sun, when I woke up I only listened birds. It was a shock, but only for few hours. It was super easy to get used to that.
My project is called Ecological and Sustainable Communities, and it started mostly by working in nature with the farmers from all around São Luís. But after the rain season came, and in Alentejo is not that working time, so I had more time to be at home and to explore what I am curious about. And I started to study a lot about economy, like alternatives to economy, like time banks. My personal project kind of took out to be like working with this alternative economy thing, no? How can I apply this to this place? But after a while, again, my project changed. So I started to look behind the economy wall. I started to look behind, and it was like this organizational thing, because I saw through this project of going all around, I saw a lot of interest, a lot of people who have similar objectives and similar interests, but they are not connected. They don't know each other, even if they live really close by. So my work started to be more as organizational, like look for which people is interested in what, to give visibility to what already exists, because it's a lot of things happening here, but the people don't know and cannot join. Well, I kind of got a first glimpse of a survey, and I started to show to all the people around, and between all of us, and with the ending, we did a sociocracy process to end up with what will be like the end survey and inquiry that was sent to everybody. And now I'm focusing more on the creating an event, as I consider that it's like the physical manifestation of all the project. It will be like the event, like a big party, like all the people meeting by interest. We find out why we want to cooperate, we find out that which things are happening, we join them, we give our energy, we relate to each other in a better way. At that time we are in the way of creating collective projects. So it's not like I create an event, it's like I call all the people that's interested in creating an event. We have meetings, and in these meetings we took the decisions, and after we start working like as a team.
So once I got here, I started to have more ideas in my mind about projects that I could run with the kids. So apart from documenting all the activities going on in the association, I also started to think about projects that were involving kids, and at the same time my biggest passion for photography. So in that sense, I think that the project was changing a lot, because I started with the project about the emotions that we still need to finish, and then by talking with my tutor, we developed a project about environment. It's a topic that I am really passionate about, and also now we are thinking to launch a meditation project for kids, and also another one about food.
Okay, in the first months, I was like to meet the people and try to understand what happened here, and after I went with the other volunteer to work in a field, and after in February I chose to do my project, so I started to create video, and my project changed in the beginning in that, like, in the first 3 months I work in the field, I didn't create video, or maybe 1 or 2, I don't remember now. But after I chose also to do only my project, not the project of the other volunteer.
I arrived here with the idea of creating a blog, a storytelling blog for Rota. And once I arrived here, we started to work on this project together with the team, and in January the Stories Through Rota Vicentina was born. And since then I interviewed more than 20 persons who are somehow in some way they are involved in the project. So it can be a hiker, a biker, a person who works in the team, or someone from the partner companies, or anyone who has any connection with Rota Vicentina. Besides this, I have been creating different video and photography content. So for example, moving images for Instagram, or I participated in almost all of the maintenance days, and I took photos of each actions. I am creating now at the moment a video about the maintenance days and about the educational activities of Rota. And besides all of this, I have a personal blog, And it was a big challenge to keep doing it, because I set the goal that I'm going to have an Instagram account for 1 year, and I'm going to upload every single day a photo. Besides all of this, I have a project with the local kindergarten of Odemira, and we are creating a storybook with the kids of the kindergarten, from their drawings and stories about Odemira and about the surroundings, so the animal life.
My project was with the youth sector in the municipality of Odemira, and my task was supposed to be like to help them, to encourage the young people of Odemira to take part in some activities, to motivate them, and also to live our experience, to go abroad and to take part of an EBS. For that, my work was to take photos, videos about all of events related with youth, to write on the blog and on the Facebook, and also to document our experience as volunteers. Also, I started to develop a more personal project, which is called the Apresentar. They are like 9 videos or 10 about people who came here and they are from other parts of Portugal or other parts of the world, but they had at a certain point a change in their lives and they decided to dedicate themselves to go through their patients. So I interviewed 9 people and I made some videos about their story and their projects now. I was participating in the creation of RIO, Radio Internacional of Odemira. And that's because I was going to the high school to get to know the young people, and there were a group of teachers that they were working some years ago in radio, and it was their passion. So somehow we started to talk, also to involve the young people, and that started on December. And we were like putting a lot of energy, and little by little it was growing, and at the end now we have a new studio out of the high school. We need to make much more effort, but I was doing a lot of things like helping them to create the page, also with the Facebook, making programs, making videos, covering events, and it was super beautiful.
That's so huge change. I could say that it's just the thing that it's possible. Yeah, it's possible to live as I believe that I can live. No, I can be happy just because I have the mentality to be happy, and I can do this stuff if I really believe on that. It can happen. Before I was not like that. It is not like it didn't happen or whatever. It's before I didn't have this awareness of the power of my creativity, the power of manifest what I believe. It's the realization that at the end all of us are creative in our minds. No, we have tons of ideas, we can have better, worse ideas, but there is a step between ideas and actions. So my bigger learning is that I'm able, and I believe that everyone is able to bring these ideas and creativity into reality. And EBS is a platform that helped me a lot to pass from this imaginary to this reality, no? Like to create a bridge.
I've always felt that in life we always need to open ourselves to the others. By opening ourselves to the world loses its barriers and everything that is in our mind just disappears. I've learned how to deal with myself, and also I think that living on your own, it could be tough because you need to face yourself, face your fears. I think I've also learned to smile more and like to laugh at myself more, and also to connect more deeper with people around me and to listen to them.
I think that my biggest learning was about myself, about when I want focus on myself in things I can do, and if I find problems, I can ask to the people, or I can find the solution. It's like and try to find the easy way to resolve the problem. I can adapt in every place now after live here, after adapting this place. The mentality is a little bit open, and also for the language. I'm different for the language because I can speak other language.
My biggest learning was to be much more conscious about my own life, be present, to be with the people who I want to be in a place which is important for me, so to make conscious decisions about these kind of small everyday life things, but also in a longer term. I'm aware of the fact that everything starts with me, and that I need to be the change what I want to see around myself. Since the first moment I arrived, one thing which was really heavy, the effect of the nature, how it influences me and how it has a huge effect on me, and at the same time how to take care more of the future of this earth. I see how strong a teamwork can be, how far a community can go. Only by listening and paying attention to someone, you are able to connect in a much deeper way. And that's the only thing what we need to make this earth a bit more human. To connect with each other and to focus on the similarities instead of the differences. That I'm much more human and that I'm a better person than I was 1 year ago. I see the kind of life what I want to live, that I'm much more grounded.
I learned a lot. I like to say that all the things that I was living and all the things that I was going through during this year, I cannot compare with the things that I would have learned if I would stay in Castellón working as a normal journalist. A lot of professional things, but also a lot about the people, a lot about the nature. Like now it changed completely my perception of the world. I also learned how bad are the tags and the prejudices. I knew it, but now it's like all the things that I had on my mind during this year, I had the opportunity and the challenge to put it really in practice, to face that sometimes we are so much in the theory, like no, I'm like this, I believe this, and it's like this. But then when you have to put it in practice, when you have to face, it's different. I'm less afraid of trying. I don't know, I see the things in a different way, I see my profession in a different way. My interest also. Now I have the interest in topics that I never had before. Now I'm more simple. We are here, we have an opportunity to enjoy. I mean, not in Odemira, in the life, and we have to contribute to change something and to make the world a little bit better than when we came. I'm not that individual. I realized how important it is to cooperate and to go together.
EVS, I think, is all about sharing. It's about being open-minded, meet new people, also change your perspective. So EVS, I think, it's just a perfect experience to test the word, test something that's different from your own country. Learn language also opens you another different word, because also by learning a language you can learn a lot about the country that you are in and also about the people.
EVS is a life-changing experience which I would say that all of the young people should try once in their lives. And it has so much more than we could explain in a video or in any channel. It has a professional side where you can try a lot of different things. It only depends on you what you want to do and how and with whom. But it has a personal side, which I think something super special.
ABS, it's really depending on your life moment. You're going to experience one thing or other things. But what I find in common of our 5-6 volunteers that already been living here is that at the end, EBS is preparing ourselves to do the next step in our lives. So EBS is just a jump into another step of your life that is going to be, you're going to be much more, with much more tools, much more confident about you. So as I feel, for me, it's like a very safe platform to explore and experimenting and to make mistakes and to, I don't know, for the people that would like to learn by mistakes, like it's me, it's perfect.
EBS is a huge opportunity to try, to discover, to know, to get out of your comfort zone. It's an opportunity to grow as a person, opportunity to try the things that you want to try, to experience and to change, just to volunteer, to give and to receive.
It was a big opportunity for work in the things that I really want to do, because it's volunteering, it's not work, in a freedom way, in a freedom contest and for the community. I was really happy to don't have people that ask me, okay, you have to do this video in this way, and I imposed all my video on all the photo, and I created the video about myself, about my style, about the work, the way that I want to work for creating things.
To have someone that is living the same thing than you, to have someone that is experimenting the CBS, because even if it's a place where more people live, to live especially to do EBS is something really intense, the thing of being a volunteer. And to have these people around that is living the same process and is totally open to share and is totally open to help each other. It was really positive for me in the way to continue, even if I am sad, even if I am down, I know that I will go up and I have someone supporting. And the main thing that I think that our volunteer group got, it was this term that is our Ubuntu, no? Like our support to each other, to help each other to grow in order to grow with them, no? So I think that it was fundamental, and without the people around, especially this volunteer core group, it will be a totally different experience.
Well, I think this was probably one of the most important parts of my EBS, and I felt really lucky because there were already other volunteers here, so I could also start to share my adventure and my experience with the others. And I think in this case it could be really useful because other volunteers that also started their projects before me could also support me and at the same time share their own experience, their own vision and their own perspective. And I think that in life it's really important to share your thoughts, to also welcome other thoughts, to change yourself and change the world that surrounds you.
It's like a new family, because in the beginning they were the only people that I know, and with to volunteer I can speak. I spoke Italian, so it was good, and they helped me a lot. They try to put motivation in myself. They try to help me, and they support me in the difficult moment. Yes, I love there. Then I think that, I think that I will miss them when I will come back in Italy.
We are a family. We lived a lot of things together, and we were staying together for a whole year, which is, I believe, that decisive period for all of us. And I just truly hope that at least once again we will have the opportunity to meet the six of us.
All of us, we are living a heavy change on ourselves. We change our mentality. We are living so strong things. We are handling a lot of things. And yeah, we are sharing only the same experience and the same place. And it's incredible how that can help you to grow up. It's Ubuntu. After this year, none of us are going to be like before. And somehow a part of Dora, a part of Matteo, a part of Patricia, Francesco, Jose is going to stay on myself forever. So for me, the volunteers were my family, my friends, the people with who I can share more. And yeah, it's Ubuntu, is to grow with them while I'm growing also. I love you. I love them a lot. I love them a lot, seriously.
So I can tell you like 100 reasons to do EBS, but all of them will come with a bit personal experience. So the thing is that I cannot tell any reason to anyone to don't do European voluntary service, and at the end it's going to be different for everyone, because each one is going to have a context, friends, coordinator, a different project, whatever. It's going to be different for everyone. But what's going to be common is this platform of learning and sharing and Ubuntu and safety. I believe in the power of volunteer service. I believe in the power of learning how to be a volunteer and exploring doing things in order to do things and in order to grow yourself and the community, because you always have to respect yourself, of course, but to give out of expectations. So I learn a lot how to do, because I have something inside that I want to express and I want to do for the people, instead of looking for, oh, how much can you give me in exchange, or what I will get if I do that, or I would like to help you, but what are you going to do for me? So I really believe in this power of voluntary, and European voluntary service is a really beautiful platform that gives you a lot of tools to learn how to live in a volunteer way. That is, we are here as volunteers, you know, like even if you are getting something in exchange to keep living or whatever, is so beautiful to do just because you want to do and you want to express and you want to explore yourself and to give to the community and to do things better and to, I don't know, voluntary service showed me a lot of things, and I totally believe. And what's for me is my life-changing experience. You know, I come from somewhere and I go somewhere, but I have to do steps in the middle, and of course European voluntary service is this step.
If we want, we can discover in ourselves a strong connection with a country that is not our own. So it makes more sense for me to do an EBS project in a country where you will love to travel and that you would like to know better. And also about the language, if you feel the strong connection with the language, even if you're not, even if that language is not close to your mother tongue, just go for it, find projects that you like, and just be as more open as you can.
I want to invite the people to do this experience. It's a good way to explore new country, discover new culture, learn new language, meet new people, and it's also an opportunity to understand the things that you want to do, the things that you really like. And it's the opportunity to do not easy work, but work that you really like to do. So I think that it's It's a really good opportunity, and I invite you to do the same experience that I had.
Is to open your bubble and say yes and enjoy.
And my message is, first, do the EVS, go to other place, face your fears, face your questions, discover, travel, meet, experience at least the opportunity that we have to live and to travel and to everything. And then, after this, if you decide to do an EVS, go with all your energy, with all your power, open your arms to receive and also to give, and open till the maximum your mind, because I'm sure that it's going to change you.
People say that you can judge a man from the people that he has close to him, from his friends. If that is true, then I am for sure a much better man, thanks to my friends. They were not just volunteers, they were a family. When I went away from my project, when I walked away trying to make things different, every single time they were there for me. They helped me so much in every different way possible and under every possible aspect, that even though I was trying to be a one-man army, without them I would never have been able to do it alone. My project was about the environment and the future of the people that lives around here, but not only. Propulsar wanted to be an experiment, a pioneeristic project about restoring nature and the environment around the place where the eco-community has been built now, and to make something that could be redoable in other places, something that could be easily copied and installed in other places. Well, community life, that's something hard to explain to somebody that's never been in an eco-community or in a big city, maybe. It's very different from everything that I was used to in Italy. It's different because there is a lot of people very close to each other, there is very little privacy, but there is also a lot of cooperation. When there is something that is really needed, the people come together and do the things together. I had many tasks, from working with the horses to cooking, cleaning around and do some gardening works, but also there was a bit of freedom there. I had the possibility to do other things, like during the olive harvest of the last year, we harvested the olives all together, and then I took the responsibility to make them last, to clean them and prepare them to be eatable, for example. Probably the most important thing is that even when the things get very hard, even when you feel alone or totally uncomfortable somewhere, if you look closely to the things, you can always find somebody willing to help you, or some things that make you happy, that give you a specific purpose. I believe that the most important thing that I learned is to always open myself. Even when it's hard to do it, even when you feel totally uncomfortable doing it, it's the best thing. EVS is the most important experience that you can have in your life. Long or short that it is, doesn't matter. Even if you go there even if you go to another country to have a small holiday, even if you go there to learn as much as you can, EVS is going to change you forever. It is much more than you can imagine, and it is also the best opportunity that you will ever have to experiment yourself, to try new things, to learn what it really is, to rely only on yourself and on a very small amount of people. Now that my experience is almost over and I will come back to Italy, to my friends and family, to some of my old habits, but I also feel that I'm coming back with a lot of knowledge and that I'm not at all the same person that I was when I started this experience. Even though it has been a very huge emotional roller coaster for me, I will never regret it. I will never give it away or change anything. Even in the worst moments, I felt that I was changing for good and that I was learning something that was very precious for me. What I can say, well, I believe that all I can say is to everybody to try the EVS, seriously do it. Either the EVS or other similar experiences, or the EVS and other similar experiences, because to me, right now, one of the biggest problems of our society, especially for us young people, is that we are in a very closed system. We are pushed to do things way before we are able to understand them. We don't choose many times our direction. We're just pushed through it without really understanding it or feeling it inside of us. And experiences like the EVS are fundamental for us to become real men and women and to become real persons, able to do things, able to change things, and to impress our will on our action, to really take our life in our hands.